begin with the end in mind. I remember being younger and I read this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens by a man by the name of Sean Covey. And Sean Covey in the book, he's talking about, reverse engineering, looking forward in the future and then working yourself back. It's like, what do you want to see yourself doing in the end? And so when I read this book, right, I was thinking of that, right? The book gives principles about goals and goal settings, and it gives practical advice for motivation, persistence, to help a young person, specifically a teenager, develop a mission statement and to figure out what their end result is and how they can reverse engineer that. I'm a photographer, videographer. I got this company called Media Victor Pro. And one of the things that I first asked myself was I began to ask myself, what do I want to see as I'm thinking about the end in mind, right? End in mind, okay. What industry do I want to work in? What kind of clientele do I want, right? What's the different skill sets or cameras or lenses or specific kind of mindset when providing my services to this specific clientele, providing marketing materials for their business? And I remember this principle like it was yesterday after reading the book and understanding your final result and ultimately how you want to feel at the end of your experience, right? What the things you're going to achieve, and then reverse engineering it, and then becoming the person that you want to be is the most critical skill, because that's going to help you make the decision to start moving forward toward your dreams and your goals. Asking specific questions, right? So then I answered the question. I want a media production company that focuses on helping speakers, coaches, and consultants that help people leave people better than I found them, using the content, using the power of video and online courses and video. Okay, so how do we make that happen, Rayno? Because in my personal life, I was mentored by a motivational speaker. I completely worked for him, completely for free. And I've always gravitated towards personal development information. And so from 18, right, I started off that year working completely for free. I'm traveling around the country. I even get a chance to speak. And as a result, I'm creating content, right? I'm creating content specifically caters to help speakers. I'm gonna help them because I know what that feeling I get when I'm able to see a speech that's changed my life. I want to share that with other people. But how do I do that as a photographer? What does the industry charge? How much do motivational speakers even make? How much do photographers and videographers who work with motivational speakers make? What does that look like? And then I started learning about these things called retainers, and that there's motivational speakers that keep videographers and photographers on a retainer so that they're able to go on tours with them and to record their speeches and to help them to create courses. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that. What are some of the other products that I can provide for a speaker? Some of the products include making motivational speaker reels, right, for the speaker. And a motivational speaker reel, if you don't know what a motivational speaker reel is, it's a mini commercial that helps talk about the speaker, pretty much an about us video, but specifically for motivational speakers. In the speaking industry, motivational speakers, they'll call it a speaker's reel. And you send that demo reel out to companies that are interested in hiring you as a speaker so that they can look the best on stage. And of course, as a videographer that works with speakers in particular, I am understanding products, digital services that they need. That one idea has really helped me so much. I ended up getting a degree in visual communications and photography after working for that 1 year for free and saying, man, I love photography, I love videography, I want to help create positive messages. That led to me getting internships and getting opportunities to get mentored by people who are trying to help me get my goal because they see the goal that I have in mind. But listen, guys, beginning with the end in mind helps with proactive planning. There's a version of myself that I'm trying to become. So I got to get up early in the morning and I got to start learning. I got to be intentional of living the principles that I want to carry out in the world to become the person that I want. So if we want to become the people that we want to be, we can't make any excuses. We can't use anyone else's life as a template. We have to look forward in our future and ask ourselves, what do we want? Right? I'm not asking for permission to go live my goals and my dreams. I'm not asking for anyone else what results they want. I want to live the results that I want. And we have to ask ourselves, what are the results that we want going forward in the future? Asking, what are the future benefits that I can have while also still leaving room for me to make mistakes and still grow as I continue to move forward toward the ultimate end in mind. Also financially, I know that the motivational speaking industry is a very lucrative industry. There's motivational speakers that get paid $1,000 a minute. That's normal in this industry. If you get so good at your craft, You can come in here and do a talk and get paid thousands and thousands of dollars for 20 minutes of work. And so I know that if I position myself to help these individuals in particular, I'll become one of the best, because I know that I'll be able to win financially, I'll be able to make income, and I'll be able to make an impact, because this is something that I would have done for free. It's literally something that I've done for free, but it all starts by seeing, can I see this doing this for the rest of my life? What's my exit strategy? I'm going to be financially free. I'm going to escape the rat race because I have a sales-based business. It also includes retainer for my clients. I'm going to be able to help them create products and services that they can also sell. And that all started by me keeping the end in mind, making a decision that I'm going to make that thing happen, and reverse engineering that process. I'll leave a link to the book on this channel, because I highly recommend the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. If you're a teenager, if you're a young person, I mean, even if you're an adult watching this, you're gonna enjoy the book, because honestly, there's so much practical stories and there's lots of pictures. And I actually prefer the pictures, honestly. I actually prefer the teenage version versus the adult version written by Sean Covey's dad. The teenage version and the adult version, they're the same, all right? Only difference is one has more cooler pictures and stories that are catered to more teenagers. And I'm grateful that I got the book, because when I read it, I was actually a teenager when I read the book, right? Beginning with the end in mind is one of the many concepts in the book. There's a ton of other concepts in that book, but I'm so grateful that I found that as a teenager, because I wouldn't be able to say that I got my own company, that I got my own business, and that it gave me a better timeline for success as I looked at my, industry to help other speakers reach their goals as well. Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different dreams, but at the end of the day, I want to challenge you to begin to work with the end in mind. And I believe that when you work with the end in mind, you're not lying to yourself. Some people are saying like, oh, Rayno, that's not true. You're just lying to yourself. No, I'm projecting a potential future, a potential reality. And I'm making sure that I'm taking actions to making that reality a truth. That reminds me of that phrase that someone says, whether you believe you can or you can't, then it's true. And I believe that the end that I set in my mind of being financially free, of being able to give back to my family, of being able to help motivational speakers share their positive messages, to be able to create positive speeches and motivational content like this, making that reality is every day. And it may not seem true in the beginning, but it is a potential future, and I'm going to make that potential future a reality. On the other side, yes, you may fail. Yes, you may pivot. In fact, you may even change the way that you do your service, because there's no guarantees in life, right? You may have a vision for yourself, right? But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean you'll necessarily achieve that vision. I'm still grateful for this idea, because it's still the beginning of the process. You're still committed to saying, you know what? I may not hit every milestone on this journey, right? I don't know what the results are going to look like, but I'm excited about the person that I'm becoming in this journey. And I'm excited to continue to grow and to keep going, because the picture that I have is so big. The picture that I have of myself is so great. The version of myself that I'm seeing, that I'm chasing, is amazing. And I'm excited, and I wake up passionate about making that dream goal, that end, a reality. But it starts by stopping, grounding yourself in reality and saying, hey, you know what? I may not hit all these goals, but I'm better off trying to become the best version of myself in that process than quitting and giving up and never knowing what it was like if I actually gave it my all. You got a choice to make. It can be true and it can be false, right? It's up to you to decide that. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and remember to leave a comment on the things that you're working on. What is your end goal? What are the things you have in mind that you're working on, right? Or if you just want to say, hey, Rayno, I'm gonna go get the book I see in the link will be in the description for the book. And remember, I'm a victor and not a victim, and so are you. So please keep going, because the best is yet to come. Have a great day, and peace.